So hey you guys, this is Glamzante and I'm back with a new video. Now today's video is going to be a story time. As I said earlier, or in my previous story times, I be running out of story time. So these story times be coming up at the spur of the moment, so I basically tell them off the top of my head if I can remember them. But but this one is a really short story. Like my last couple story times have been really short stories, but that's because they were just really short stories. But yeah, so let's get on to this story time. Now this story time occurred back when I was in high school and I was dealing with this fuckboy, because I was only like 9th grade, so I only could have been like 14 15 years old. But this nigga, like, he just tried to ruin my fucking life, and I'm so glad I got away from him. Like, y'all don't even understand how happy I am I got away from this nigga, because he wasn't shit. And if anybody that is watching my videos remember me in 9th grade in high school, they know exactly what nigga I'm talking about, and he just was not shit. Okay. Oh yeah, also my shirt, if you guys aren't wondering, my shirt is from Ronway.com, and if you're wondering about my hair, it is from ChinaHairMall.com too as well. So I just want to throw that out there so you guys want to be like, oh my gosh, she didn't tell us when da, 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 da. So I'm just letting you know that, right now. So let me tell you about him. So basically, I was dating this guy when I was in middle school. All together we probably dated for like 2.5 to 3 years. But this was when I was so we started when I was in middle school, and then we ended when I was in high school by 9th grade. So let me tell you what this guy did. So back then, of course I didn't have no car. He didn't have a car either, down the street from each other. So we probably lived a good 5 or 6 miles from each other, which is kind of like a far, like now to me that's not long, but back then that was like a long time, you know what I mean? So I think I didn't have a cell phone, but he had a cell phone. No, neither one of us had a cell phone for real, because back then nobody had cell phones like now, like they be having cell phones now. Like we didn't have cell phones back then. So he tells me he wants me to meet up with him. So basically I'm supposed to meet up with him. I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, just meet me in the cornfield, because y'all know I live in the country. Well, not anymore, but I used to live like really in the country. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll meet you where that little cornfield is, because we knew exactly where that was. And on top of that, I was gonna ride my bike there, he was gonna ride his bike there, and we just gonna meet each other in the middle. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna meet, let me name this nigga Billy. Okay, so I was like, Mom, I'm really gonna meet Billy down the street. And she was like, okay, cool. Let me mind you, it's summertime, but it's like 100, it feels like 150, but it's probably like 90 degrees, 80 degrees. It was hot. And I'm like, I'm ready to go meet this guy down the street. But she already knew I had been dating him, so it wasn't no big deal. And I don't know why we was meeting at a cornfield. Like, he could have clearly just came to my house, or I could have clearly just went to his house. I don't know. But he had this brilliant ass idea for us to meet in the middle of the motherfucking cornfield. So I'm like, okay, so I'm about to go ahead down here, meet this boy, ain't thinking nothing of it. So I leave. We both said we was gonna leave our house at a certain time. So I don't know exactly what certain time it was, because that was so long ago. So I want to say that was like, let's say we was gonna meet at like 3 o'clock. So we was like, we were gonna leave. We was on the phone, talking on the phone. I was like, well, I'm gonna leave my house at 3 o'clock. He was like, all right, I'm gonna leave my house at 3 o'clock. We're just gonna keep riding until we see each other. And the cornfield is big enough, like it's houses on, I gotta pay his houses and he gotta pay his houses, but the cornfield is kind of far, so we gotta like keep riding until we see each other, you know what I mean? So I apparently leave. This is the backstory from what my mom told me. So apparently I leave, and she said I had been gone for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I don't know where I was at this time, but she says that I had been gone for 15 to 20 minutes, and she knew me and him was gonna meet. And this nigga calls my house phone from his house phone, talk about, is Octavia there? She was like, no, she just left to meet you. Ain't you supposed to be going to meet her? He was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet her. The nigga, like, what the fuck? I've been out here rolling on this bike for about 20 to 40 minutes. By this time I could have damn near almost made it to his house fully. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, I kept riding my bike to the cornfield. So by the time I'm riding to the cornfield, and I'm at the end of the damn cornfield, like at the edge, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not about to keep riding down to his damn house. So now I'm probably maybe like 10 minutes on my bike from his house. So I just stop at the cornfield, because I'm not about to keep riding all the way to his house. Like, we supposed to meet at the damn cornfield. So I'm just like riding my bike around, doing little circles, wheelies, and all that shit. You know, what you used to do with your bike. And here he comes. I can see him clearly coming now. So I'm like, I've been out here for like 20 minutes. I rode my bike for 20 minutes. Then I've been out here at the fucking cornfields waiting for you for 20 minutes. Like, we could have been met like a whole 20 minutes ago if you fucking came when you were supposed to come. But of course, me being young and stupid, I was just like, hey. He was like, hey. And I wish I was like I was now, because if I was, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck was taking you so long? Why? What? That's me now. Back in the day, I wasn't like that. I was just like, oh, okay, so what's that? So we sitting in the cornfield. Like, we wasn't really sitting in the cornfield. We was kind of riding our bikes around each other in circles. And we were just talking. I don't even know what the point of the cornfield was because we could have talked on the phone. But apparently he knew what the fucking part of the cornfield was. So he gets out there into the damn cornfield. And he tells me, he was like, well, since we out here in the cornfield now and nobody's here, how about you do something for me? And I'm like, do what? Because back then I was a virgin. I hadn't done anything. He's like, how about you just go ahead and put your mouth on it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not gonna say it. But he said that to me. Something like this. What? One thing now, you got me all the way fucked up if you think I'm about to suck somebody's dick in the motherfucking cornfield. And even though I was nice back then, like, I was nice and I was dumb. But it was certain things I just was not gonna do. And I didn't even lose my virginity until I was like damn near 17, 18 years old. So I knew, like, back at that time, I definitely wasn't thinking about doing nothing like that. I'm like, fuck. And on top of that, I've never sucked dick in my whole entire life. So I'm not about to start sucking dick now. Like, what the fuck you mean? Even though back then I didn't know that I was going to be talking to females all the time. But it was one of them things where, like, did you really just ask me that, boy? Like, did you really just ask me that, boy? So he was like, yeah, just come on, 2 sucks. I was like, what? No. He was like, just come on, man, just come on. I'm gonna go in the corner. I'm gonna go down here and just wait for you. Basically, he was gonna leave his bike at the road and he was gonna walk in the cornfield, and supposedly I was gonna meet him there. I kept telling him no, but he was just like, come on, man, come on, come on. So he goes in the cornfield, he walks in the cornfield, and he said he's waiting for me to come after I get myself together. So you know what the fuck I did? Bitch, I got on my bicycle and I rode the fuck home while he was sitting in the cornfield waiting for me. You got me all the way fucked up if you think I'm about to be out here sucking somebody's dick in the fucking cornfield. Like, what? Like, really? Hell no. I swear to God on my life, I ain't never did that shit. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, no. Like, what do you take me as? And that, like, this is the crazy part. He was my boyfriend, but I did not do anything with him because I just knew it was something about him. Like, even though I liked him, I knew it was something, like, about him that was not right. Like, I just knew that he was just gonna be, like, I knew this wasn't who I was gonna end up with because I could just tell by the way he act, the shit he do. Like, I couldn't live my life being treated like that. You know what I mean? And I see him to this day and he still be wanting to talk to me. Like, I can't stand him. Oh my God, I can't stand him. But y'all, that is the time where this nigga thought that I was ready to suck some dick in the cornfield. Like, you got me all the way fucked up. Like, you really got me all the way fucked up if you think I'm about to do that. But like I said, this story was like kind of short. But if I got some more stories, I'm definitely going to give them to you guys if I can remember them. Like I said, I'll be doing these off the top of my dome for real. Like, because I don't even remember stories. But I was kind of talking fast. But I wanted to kind of get the story on out there. I hate be anticipating and waiting on shit. But yeah, you guys. So, that was my story time. I definitely will come back with another story time. And definitely stay tuned until my next video. And I'll see you guys. Mwah. See ya.